Welcome everyone to Ratioed. My name is Harrison Faulkner. Is Canada a communist country? And is our Prime Minister a communist dictator? Well, Joe Rogan, probably the most influential podcaster of all time, one of the most influential broadcasters as well, seems to think so, and he has some pretty serious words to say about our Prime Minister. Next we move on to washed-up rock band and fake activists Rage Against the Machine, who came to Canada to perform a concert tell us that settler colonialism is murder. That means white people, so white people are murderers, and that Canadians need to give their land back to the natives. So a bunch of rich American millionaires came to Canada to tell us that we need to give our land back to the natives. Go figure with that one. Next we move on to Peel Regional School Board, probably the wokest school board in the entire country, who are now bribing middle schoolers with gift cards to attend online gender-affirming 2S LGBTQIA+ therapy sessions, paid for by your tax dollars, of course. And we wrap up the show with the Ratio of the Week award to hand out to Mississauga Mayor Bonnie Crombie, who finally has solved Canada's housing crisis. She's done so by building 43 new homes. Are you going to be one of the lucky 43 to get one of these $1 million publicly funded taxpayer homes? You'll have to wait and see to find out with that one. If you like True North, if you like Ratio, and you want to help us out, give this video a like and share it. That's the best way you can help us all out. All right, let's get into it. So last week on the Joe Rogan Experience, one of the biggest podcasts in the world with millions of downloads, Joe Rogan absolutely blasted Justin Trudeau, calling him a freak, calling him shady, calling him a communist dictator, saying that he's silencing his critics, which is true, saying that he's got shady deals, which is very true, basically just laying it all out in a span of 60 seconds, perfectly summarizing the situation we have here. And he finishes it off by saying, we've got to get rid of this guy. Pure gold for 60 seconds. Watch this clip.
Canada's communist.
Canada's crazy.
They're They got to get rid of that guy.
How much time does he have? I feel like he's been prime minister for a while. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I don't know how their system works up there. I've zero.
Yeah, since 2015.
Yeah.
I never looked into it at all. I just liked him. I liked him before the pandemic.
Trudeau?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, he's a handsome guy.
Yeah.
Seems sweet.
Not anymore.
You know, it's like good looking guy, confident, good talker.
Yeah.
And then during the pandemic, I'm like, oh, you're a dictator.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like criticism. You're trying to shut down criticism by saying that all your critics are misogynists and racists.
Yeah.
You hear he said that about the trucking people, the truckers?
He called them
all misogynists and racists.
Oof.
Yeah, he's gross. He's a sketchy guy.
Yeah.
And he's got some shaky deals. I would like to see like where the money is coming from. Like why do you want everybody to get injected every 4 months? They don't need that anymore. Like what are we doing? What are you doing? You can't even get into Canada unless you're vaccinated.
Can't get in?
No. Make sure that's true. Because someone just told me, Whitney just told me, she had to show her vaccination card to get into Canada.
Damn. So there you have it. Joe Rogan absolutely spitting facts there. Raises a great question too. Why is he trying to get us injected every 4 months? Hey, great question, Joe. I would really appreciate it if some of Canada's legacy media journalists at the biggest news outlets in Canada would have the same questions. But of course, Trudeau bought them off. We know the kind of headlines they write for him, like the ones we talked about last week. Trudeau mobbed by admirers. Yeah, well, I don't think the image that legacy media journalists are trying to paint of Trudeau is making its way south of the border. I think Americans are starting to catch on to the reality of the situation. And you know what's super weird, too, is our Prime Minister and our government seem to have no interest in trying to dispel the image of them being dictators and communists. And just this week, Trudeau took away the one thing that made him look different than the rest of the dictators in the world. It was his hair. He didn't look like a dictator, he just acted like one. Now he even looks like one, so we're doubly screwed now, Canada. And it's not just the dictator aesthetic that our Prime Minister seems to have a love affair with. He is in love with the heavy-handed authoritarian government approach of dictators. Of course, as we all know, ArriveCan isn't going anywhere, mandatory COVID testing is coming back, and all the fear that we saw from public health and from the media is all coming back. You didn't think the government would give it up that easily, did you? Just this week on Tuesday, our government brought back COVID testing at the airport for international travelers. Yes, and guess what? It's not for who you may think it's for. The testing is for fully vaccinated travelers. Yes, because as we all know, every measure works. Everything we were told by public health works. So don't question anything. If you find yourself questioning anything, you are a conspiracy theorist, you are a denier, you are a Luddite, you are not allowed to question anything that public health puts forward. This is what the Public Health Agency of Canada is now telling everyone on Twitter. mandatory random COVID testing for fully vaccinated air travelers entering Canada's 4 major airports in Vancouver, Calgary, Toronto, and Montreal resumes July 19th. And then the graphic has a woman sitting in the airplane, fully masked, of course, saying, traveling to Canada? Make sure you know the COVID-19 testing requirements. Traveling to Communist Canada? Make sure to have your privacy violated. Tip your head back so we can jab a swab up your nose. Welcome to Canada, folks. People in the comments, of course, had some great reactions. We will get into those now. This one is perfect. I was called a conspiracy theorist for saying this would happen just a month ago. You know, the interesting thing about Canada now is that in the span of 1 month, you can go from being a conspiracy theorist to a sage. It's incredible stuff. And it's happening to so many people. They are now finding out that they are in fact prophets. They can predict the future. Funny how that is. Hey, Health Canada, some news for you. The people are starting to catch on to your fear tactics. I was downtown in Montreal on Saturday night riding on the subway with it packed like sardines, no masks, and guess what? I'm fine with no infections at all. Of course, gotta push fake numbers for fear. Well, of course. How else are you gonna convince the masses to follow your heavy-handed government edicts? And this person just summarizes it perfectly for all of us. People vaccinate themselves with your advice against COVID just to get tested for COVID? Are you living in reality? Clearly, it's a giant failure and insanity has to stop. But of course, that's not how it works in government. In the public sector, you never fail. You're always right, and everyone has to follow your rules. Don't question public health. We'll call you a conspiracy theorist if you do. The ArriveCan app, which is the government's little handy data and location tracking tool, the government's virtual loyalty test, is being used by many tyrants at airports to force onto Canadians who are trying to say, I'm done with ArriveCan, who are done with it. Not only that, who don't even have a cell phone to use ArriveCan with. So they don't care. The government wants you to just upload your location and personal data to anyone's cell phone just so that they can have it, so that they can track you and your loyalty to them. Now, there was a video uploaded to TikTok of a mini tyrant at an airport, a total loser, who probably couldn't get a job anywhere else but at the airport with 0 staff, who was forcing this 80-year-old in a wheelchair who didn't have a cell phone to upload his personal information to his daughter's cell phone, his daughter's ArriveCan app, because that's just what Canada demands. That's what the Canada rules are. It's a totally infuriating video. And as you can see, Canadians are giving up on the ArriveCan app. They are trying to push back and to say no. And many tyrants, like this idiot, this loser, are doing the government's dirty work, forcing these people to upload their personal data to this app, which is a complete and utter disgrace. Watch this video and try not to let it absolutely boil your blood.
Travels on his own, I travel on my own. I have the ArriveCan app and he does not.
Okay.
He has his proof of documentation showing that he's been vaccinated. That's all that's required.
No, he has to do the ArriveCan. So we can put him onto your account that you've done. How come you don't want to do it?
Why should I have to?
Because it's a requirement to get into Canada.
What if he was flying by himself?
I will be flying by my cell phone. I don't have a cell phone.
Yeah, that's
So what does he do?
Put it on hers.
No.
Yeah, but if I'm flying by myself, how can I do that?
Are you guys related?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the problem with putting it on your account?
I don't think I should have to.
Why not? What's the issue?
Nancy, never mind. This is a bureaucracy gone amok.
I know.
But you know this. That's why you have to do it, right? This is one of the requirements. It's part of the Quarantine Act, right? To get back in.
Well, let's see. You've got my COVID shots. I've had 4 of them.
Okay, that's good.
You have my passport.
Okay.
Why not? Let's just do the paperwork and get this over with.
Because they want the app. The government wants the app. Let me ask you, what's the reason why you don't want to do it?
I don't think I should have to.
No, but there's got to be a reason to it, though.
I don't think I should have to.
But there has to be a specific
I'm
reason.
traveling. This is my phone. It's my app.
Okay.
I'm just having myself on it.
It's not about health, guys. That 80-year-old man was quadruple vaccinated. He was wearing a mask. He was following the rules. It's not about health. It's not about keeping you and I safe. It's about making sure that all of us bow down to our government. Joe Rogan is completely right.
That's it, boys.
All right, so moving on, washed up rock band and fake activists Rage Against the Machine, who haven't put out a half-decent song since the 90s, held a concert in Ottawa to tell all of us that settler colonialism, which just means basically white people, we are murderers in our own country, and that we need to give our land back to the natives. So they were performing their concert, and they had these SJW slogans pop up onto the back of the screen. There's video footage of this, there's articles about it, And I just find it completely ridiculous. What a surprise. Millionaire Americans coming to Canada to tell us about all the crimes we have committed, to tell us about all the things we are doing wrong in our own country. It's funny, I wonder how many millions of dollars Rage Against the Machine has donated to Indigenous communities to fix the fact that they are living under boil water advisories, or to bring schools closer to them so that Indigenous students don't have to travel, hours to go to school each day. Thanks for the lesson, Rage Against the Machine. This so-called metal band is anything but. They made their name in the 90s off of being the socialist, speaking truth to power, making music to fight the big guy, right? That was how they made their money. Today, to see them in Toronto, you have to spend over $200 a seat to sit at the top of the Scotiabank Arena to watch their crappy concert where they tell you that you're a murderer. And, oh, by the way, because of how much they speak truth to power, because they fight with the little guy, you have to have a vaccine passport to get into their concerts. How metal, how rock and roll of you absolute losers. Check out the footage of this concert and just imagine spending $200 to be told that you're a murderer. What a great time. So it starts off by telling us that in Canada, Indigenous women and girls are 16 times more likely to be murdered or to disappear than white women are. Is that our fault? Settler colonialism is murder, the big one, there it is. What's next? Land back. Oh yeah, we'll give our land back just as long as you give your $1 million estate back too. Yeah, I'll do that as soon as you, rich American millionaire, give back your Beverly Hills mansion to the Cherokee. When you do your part, I'll think about doing mine. It feels as though over the past 2 or 3 years, Canada's school boards have basically lost their collective minds. They've completely abandoned the idea of trying to educate children like, a school is supposed to do. Now, they view themselves as factories for indoctrination, to indoctrinate them with gender ideology, to indoctrinate them with CRT, to do everything we know is wrong, yet they love it so much. It's clearly what gives them so much passion in life. They're committed to indoctrinating your children. And guess what? Peel Regional District School Board, probably one of the wokest school boards in the country. This is a GTA school board. They are now bribing middle school students aged 11 to 14 with gift cards to attend online 2S LGBTQIA+ therapy sessions.
KCDBUIVJQFRWSZ.
And of course, it's all paid for by you, the taxpayer. Don't you like this? Aren't you in favor of indoctrinating your children with gender ideology? And this is what I don't understand. All of these school boards, these libraries that host these therapy sessions or that host, drag queen story hours, they love it. They have no problem. They don't think they have to hide anything either. They put it out there on social media for everyone to see. They think everyone just loves this stuff. But yet in the comments, not a single person seems to endorse this. No one goes, oh, this is so nice. Oh, great. We love to see, school boards indoctrinating children. No one likes it, clearly. Yet they don't care. Check it out. This is what Peel District School Board posted on Twitter. Take a look at this poster here. We'll go through the whole poster, but the tweet starts off with Peel saying, "Are you in middle school? Are you a member of the 2S LGBTQIA+ community and need support? Join us Tuesdays and Thursdays from August 2nd to 25th for free counseling sessions. Come meet other #2S LGBTQIA+ youth and get a gift card for participating." So first of all, the school board is bribing students to be indoctrinated with gender ideology. Second of all, the school board seems to think that middle schoolers are a part of the 2S LGBTQIA+ community. I don't think it's appropriate for teachers, or for anyone for that matter, to be talking to middle schoolers, 11-year-olds, about their sexuality. Am I crazy to say that? I mean, this is just absolutely insane. What are we doing? What world is this? This is happening in the GTA. Look at this poster. It starts off with, do you identify as 2S LGBTQIA and are you in middle school? And it's got the diversity check boxes of all the right people on the poster, smiling, looking happy, and looking all empowered, right? And then it writes, a firm offers 8 free sessions of evidence-based coping skills counseling for 2S LGBTQIA+ Peel District School Board students. So this organization is giving away 8 free coping sessions for these students. Sounds totally fine, right? No questions, no problem. Unbelievable. What do you get? Here, they're telling us what you get. You get evidence-based coping skills counseling, whatever that means. That's not even proper English. An opportunity to meet other LGBTQ+ youth. A gift card for your participation. They are bribing middle school students to talk to other LGBTQ plus students and bribing them with gift cards. Who can join? Anyone 11 to 14 or entering in middle school. Oh, so you can actually be younger than that. Just, you can be 10. If you want to join this event, you can be 10. Who identifies as lesbian, gay, bisexual, pansexual, two-spirit, trans, non-binary, queer, and or questioning their sexual orientation or gender. Are there really that many 11-year-old pansexuals? Are there really that many 11-year-old two-spirits? Or is this a way to convince these kids that they are one of these groups? I think it's the latter, and all of us obviously know that at this point. On the side of the poster it talks about Affirm's goals. Now, Affirm is the organization that put this event on. The Affirm goals are decrease unhelpful thoughts, improve well-being, gain skills, feel better about selves and lives, understand stress, and foster hope. Nothing could be wrong about that, right? Nothing at all could be wrong about trying to get students to improve their well-being and gain skills and feel better about selves. Turns out not everyone is happy with this, as I'm sure you can imagine. We're going to get into some of these comments and some of the reactions. But it's important to remember, and I always try and stress this point, whether we're talking about the CBC being absolutely stupid, whether we're talking about drag queen story time being hosted on public libraries, or whether we're talking about gender-affirming therapy sessions held by a public school board. This is being paid for by you. This is being paid for by your tax dollars. We need to put an end to this. Here, this top comment is obviously what everyone should be saying when they read something like this. If 11-year-olds, typically still prepubescent, are talking about their sexuality, it is a red flag that they are engaging with age-inappropriate content or being groomed with it, online or elsewhere. We all knew this 5 years ago, and here you are enticing them with rainbows and gift cards. No one has a problem with this when it's the school boards, when it's the actual schools. And we know the books that students are being forced to read. We all know about it. It's as though we just can't do anything about it. We're forced to live in this reality. And then finally, the nail gets hit on the head with this comment. Are kids going to get gift cards for improving their marks in math, English, and science classes too? No, you don't get awards for being a good student anymore in Canada. You get gift cards for attending online sessions to learn about how you can be more LGBTQ. Just unbelievable times. If there is a culture war to fight, if there is a battle worth fighting, it is this one. No question about it. All right, everyone, we wrap up the show, as we always do, with the Ratio of the Week award. And this week we have something quite unique, something new. Then again, we've only been doing this for 7 episodes, so everything is pretty much new. But this is a unique situation where someone got ratioed so badly that they deleted the tweet and then reposted the tweet with different numbers and different statistics to try and make people less pissed off, less angry about what they did. Mississauga Mayor Bonnie Crombie tweeted out last week that she was teaming up with the federal government, in particular, 2 cabinet ministers, Omar Al-Gabra, yes, the very well-loved, well-liked Omar Al-Gabra, and Ahmed Hassan, to announce that the federal government will be spending $53 million, so that's your tax money from all over the country. So $53 million will go to the city of Mississauga to build 46 new homes. $53 million of your tax money to build 46 new homes. That's really solving the housing crisis, really, grabbing the issue by the horns and making sure that Canadians can own a home one day. So for everyone's reference, that is over $1 million per home. $53 million for 46 new homes. Wow, I can't believe that. That is just really solving the problem head on. Great stuff. She got absolutely roasted for this. She got 585 comments and 65 likes before she took the tweet down. She got ratioed so badly that she deleted the tweet and tried to switch up the numbers a little bit to try and catch us out to see if we were all paying attention. Well, sure enough, we were. And I can only think she deleted this tweet for one reason, and that's because she knew that we were going to catch it on this show. She knew we were going to make fun of her for this on ratioed. When she saw the comment number past the 580 mark, she knew she was in dangerous territory. She reposted the tweet a few days ago, thinking that she could catch us out and avoid getting called out on the show. You failed, Bonnie. Nice try. On this new tweet, funnily enough, everything is the exact same except for the numbers. The original tweet said that the feds were spending $53.2 million for 46 new homes. This new tweet says the feds will be spending $22.8 million to build 46 new homes. It's one of those situations where we'll end up having to see what really comes of it in the future if anyone's really interested to pay attention to this. But it's not one of those things where you can just say, oh, we got the decimal point wrong or the number was misheard. 53.2 million doesn't exactly sound like 22.8. I don't think you can say that those were just mixed up numbers. That's a pretty sizable difference, don't you think? On this new tweet, there are some pretty good comments, 2 of them that I want to highlight. This person writes, "Really, you deleted your old tweet because all the replies you received about the lack of affordable housing? Very professional of you, yes. Yes, very professional of you, Bonnie Crombie." This person just responds back with the picture of the original tweet, showing people that she just completely deleted it, reposted it, thinking no one would notice. And then someone else comments, "Days ago, you all tweeted that over $50 million was spent on this. What happened? The tweets are deleted, but the comments are still there." Yes, nice try, Bonnie, but we caught you this time, and you are taking home the award for Ratio of the Week. And that's going to do it for us on the show. Thank you all very much for tuning in. My name is Harrison Faulkner, and this is Ratio.